So here I am building the first of the new Northag divisions, depending on which order everything comes out. This is the Dutch 4E Divisie, and this is our first new unit. It is a YPR 765 PRV. Wow, they really know how to name them in the Netherlands. But it is slow, and this is fast, so I shall be bringing this. I always bring 3 cards of supply these days, so this will be my 3rd card of supply, I guess. And then for CVs, we've got this, which is just like the Belgian one in 2nd Panzergren, and the American one, but it's got a Dutch license plate and the Imperial German flag here. So we'll get that. And then for 15 points more, you can get a 50 cal and some smoke. Infantry tab. So, MAGs, I've been saying this a lot, they now have 4 strength. So that makes them gooder. Especially, because it used to be that 50 cal would have 4. So I've been trying MAGs out a lot more recently, and you can get a lot more with the veterancy. And sorry, somebody messaged me. Yeah, there's not a lot here, is there? so then there's a Dutch 50 cal. So these are like stat clones of existing material. Like this is just the British one, and then this is the American one. But they've now got some. I have a friend who looks like this, a Dutch friend, looks just like this actually. Then you've got Mareschaussee, who are Prevost, but Dutch, so military police, Dutch military police, and they come in the Nekaf, which is an Iltis. Then you've got Gemobilisiert, and they've got a very funny beard. Interesting. They look absolutely hilarious. I do not have a Dutch friend who looks like that. So they are reservists for 35 points, and they've got laws. Pretty decent. Why is this 25? Because it's got smoke, unlike the American one. Smoke is 5 points. Honestly, I can understand it, to tell you the truth. So you could go for that. Depends what kind of div this is trying to be. Oh, that's a bit of a weird one. I was thinking like early game mech rush, this could actually be really useful. Whereas if you want late game stuff, this is better because you're getting more momentum from your trucks. But if you're actually trying, well, you're getting money back from your trucks, but it's killing your momentum because you've got to send it back, right? Whereas this will stay and fight, and it has smoke, which is pretty useful. So let's try that. Then we've got Panzer Inf Kmg, and this is a pretty interesting squad. And then you've got Genie CMG, which is another interesting squad. Between the two of them, I like the one with more strength. Smoke can save your life, but this is cheaper as well, and it's got more strength. And the Dragon is probably not going to be that useful, so we'll try that in the Laro, which is just looks like a rover. Then we've got Panzer Imp Law, so this is just arm rifles. This is literally just arm rifles, except they've got 1 less MG, so they are suffering a little bit there. But they get this interesting Dutch IFV, which doesn't have an ATGM, but it has what looks like a Bushmaster gun on it. The Helo range, we'll just compare it, right? We'll just compare it. So what's it even called? YPR7 something. YPR765 Pry. And then, what are they called? Bradleys. And if you compare the Erlikon to the Bushmaster, it's a stat clone. Yeah, it's the same. Everything's the same. It's just a Bushmaster. So, yeah, I mean, it's cheaper, right? But you don't get a tow too. But honestly, the Bushmaster gun is really good, so we will be bringing that. What's the difference? 5 points more for Carl Gustav. One less availability. If it wasn't one less availability, I'd go for it. Oh, actually, you only get 1 card of this, so you have to bring the Carl Gustav one. Okay. Then a dragon one. Yeah, man, we're rocking the IFBs today. The Dragon 1, that's a Dragon 1. To be honest, that's really expensive. 55 points for a Dragon 1. Oh, I suppose Engineer's Dragon's now 50, but they're only 7 men. That's not worth it at all. 10 points more for a Dragon 1 over a Carl Gustav. No thanks, mate. One less availability. Not on my watch. That should be 50. That should be 50. You compare that to like Mech Rifles Law or something. I've got an itchy nose. I do apologise. It's a stress response. You're stressing me out. 8 men with satchels for 40 points. Yeah, don't mind if I do. And as we've established, we're going to be rushing people down with... So, like, maybe we should actually get these at max vet. Because we're going to... Or 2 vet, maximum possible vet. Because this is going to be our opener, basically. And then from that... Oh, this accidentally came in the wrong transport. I was going to say, why is it a different price? And then you get tow 2s and nothing cheaper. So, tow 2 it is. We'll try 2. We'll see if it's worth it. Did these come in the... No. I was thinking maybe they'd come in these. Because, yeah, it would be great to just never run out of infantry. But that is a 3-point slot. So we'll see if it's a good idea. We'll see if it's a good idea. And... Yeah, like, this will be our opener, basically. With some tanks, hopefully. We'll get there. That is a 120mm, looks like the French one. And you can bring it in a 50 cal transport, which is actually a really good idea, because this has armor, which means that it will survive, whereas the little car will explode when the counter battery comes. This will survive a lot of counter battery, so I will be bringing it in that. Then you've got the 155s. I guess that's an American one. I'm not 100% sure. Looks a bit weird. M114. Interesting. It's only got 14k range. Or you can get a Paladin. The Dutch Paladin. It's just like all the others. Or you can get this thing. Yes, I want this thing. I want 2 of those, please. Waiter, waiter. More 203s, please. And because basically they're just better, man. I mean, you might say, oh, that this you get 2 in a card and the range, but trust me, basically in this game, artillery, if it misses by a tiny little bit, it does nothing. And the lower the caliber, the worse that problem is. So the higher caliber ones can miss by a tiny bit and still actually hit. So that means that this will actually hit more than this will, because it's got a larger caliber number. So even though the HE isn't too different, it's all about that caliber. And then, you know, it comes at 1 vet, but, you know, the aim time is lower, actually, which is useful. And then you put a CV next to it, like this one, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. So, Leopard 1 NL. Yikes. So that's like a Leopard 1A, 1A1 from 2nd Panzergren, I guess. It's not very good. So bring it at 1 vet. Then you've got the normal optics. Oh, I see, because this is actually a tow 2 launcher. I assumed it was like... I assumed it was a big camera. tow 2 launcher, mediocre optics. I honestly don't think you've got a choice. It's a shame, right? If it was... sorry, mediocre stealth. I don't think you've got a choice. Anyway, then you get a lot of Leopard 2s. Leopard 2A4s even. So this is... Like, wow. It's the same availability, because you've always got to bring them at 1 vet, right? So Leopard 2A4B, and then Leopard 2A4C. And we'll upvet them both. And... Oh, I've selected the same one twice. I was like, what's the difference, man? 2 more armor's the difference, and that does make a difference, because 18 will survive a 30 AP missile. Most plain ATs are 30 AP. Mavericks, all those Soviet ones, they're all 30 AP. So that Leopard 2A4C will survive 30, will survive it. But apart from that, it's not actually that different. Like a Conkers will one-shot any of these. But yeah, this is your Leopard 2 div. If you're a German fan, you know, if you're one of these West Germans who likes to spam German tanks, you got to get Northeg and play as the Dutch, apparently. 75 points for this. I can't justify it, mate. I can't justify it. It's just, if I bring it with my tanks, it'd be... Nah, mate. Nah, what's in the recon tab? Nah, mate, nah, nah. I was hoping to be an ATGM thing. What's in the heat? There's no helicopters in the Netherlands. They're banned, a banned substance. Oh, they've got this. Yeah, interesting. So this is where most of my CVs are going to go, I guess. So like we could even get rid of this guy if we have to, and because well, actually, this is a 3-point slot, and this will probably be a 3-point slot. Yeah, so it doesn't really make a difference. It's probably best to get the this guy. And look, if we're trying to rush somewhere with M113s and IFVs and Leopard 1s, then we should really be bringing this in that. Because then he could stick with the crowd. The car is faster. Yeah, the car's faster, whatever. The recon tab, tank tabs. Yeah, so we can even bring more Leopard 2 command tanks, I guess, but I mean, they're all 3-point slots. I'm sort of holding out for an AA tab. So this is exceptional optics. You need it for your tanks. This is very good optics. You might need it. Like, it's a very generous slots on these. I mean, obviously they cost a lot, but it's generous in terms of you can get a lot of things. This is just scouts, British scouts, but with a Dutch skin. This is British. This is the same, but with a Carl Gustav, which honestly can be very useful, and especially given that you can get them in a helicopter. And then Genie Werk. So this is good for your mechanized rush, I guess, but like it's a good pioneer unit. Do I actually have? Yeah, because I've got Genie, and now I've got Genie Werk. We'll see if we can keep him. What's this? Ground surveillance radar. You need them really. If you want to see anything, although we've got exceptional optics here, you probably don't. Then this is just a recon auto cannon. Whoa, actually, mate. Send it round the sides and kill everybody. Helicopter flies over, kill them. I'm bringing it. Might have to get rid of this, because you've got this, right? It's very good optics. You put that with your tanks, whatever. And you've also got the Verk, which has good optics. You put that with your tanks. Or we could get rid of the recon helo. AA tab. Send me back. Send me back to the previous tab. This is not a great tab. You got Bofors. Great. L70 plus. 3,000 meters range against aircraft. But it's got still... It should have 2 seconds aim time, but it looks like they forgot to change this one when they changed them all back. That has been fixed, by the way. His parting gift has been reverted. And then infantry AT aim times came down to 1.5. So that's how we solved that problem. Stingers, lots of stingers. Yeah, you're going to need them. This looks like a Gepard. It is, it's just a Gepard. Okay, so we'll get some Gepards. And we'll get just loads of stingers. Because I looked at the air tab and, yeah. So this is 3 per card, no complaining. Really be 4 per card. I'm very surprised it's got 10... I'm very surprised it's got 10 HP. Like, what even is it? Some sort of trainer jet. Then a HE one with a not great payload, and then a rocket one. Then then an F-16 with shotgun, so no long-range AA, same as the Belgians. We're suffering from a lack of long-range AA here. Sorry, I keep leaning forwards. I do try not to, but it's this thing, you know, it stops me from leaning back. So you need it if you don't want to die. And then a HE bomber, and then a cluster bomber. So the cluster bomber, definitely. And then, I mean, we've actually got a lot of spots spare. So the slots are very generous on this div, actually. So we could like we could get the rocket one, and maybe it'll be useful. I mean, I can't really see it being very useful. So between these, this has just a smaller payload, less ECM, it's slower, it's got fewer missiles. Like these also double as ASFs. Because they've got the missiles. That's why they're so expensive, despite their lethargic payload. So we'll just go for that, and then we've still got 3 points left, and then we can spend those 3 points on. You can actually get 2 cards of this. Interesting, on another one of these, or actually, you will need the ATGMs. I mean, it's only mediocre optics, but it's got nice range, unlike like a Milan 2 or something. It's a shame you don't get 2 cards of this, but honestly, I think this div is quite strong. Yeah, loads of Leopard 2A4s. We could bring another one instead of this. We could get another Leopard 2A4, you know. But then, I mean, you know, then we would... Like, is that 3-point slot? This is literally a 40-point CV. Because then I could get this, but it's 290 points, so it's, it's a bit different, isn't it? So I think those are the Dutch, and I'll see you in game. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1. Today we're playing as the new Dutch 4th Division, and my opponent, Mix90, the 4th best Warno player currently, with a 90% ranked win rate. Just getting the copes in there. I'm on the bad side as well. He is Square, which is the 4th Polish Mechanized Division. We're on Airport, we're on the bad side. I have played as his division. Basically... Okay, so this is only recon deployment, but they do get the helicopter. Basically, his div suffers from a lack of AA, but we don't really have a plane deck, so we can't take advantage of that at all. I can't remember what tanks he gets, even though I've played his div. Even though I've played his div. What was I bringing? I can't remember. They were tanks. Were they TAs? I think they were T-64s, I can't remember. Anyway, our tanks are like mega leopards, but he does get some really good AT planes, and frankly, our AA situation is terrible. We have no long-range AA, we've just got Gepards and Stingers, and then we've got shotgun low-range ASF, so if you bring out the heavy tanks at the start, they'll die, right? So we're not doing that. When I built this deck 5 seconds ago, because you definitely didn't skip the deck review, I wanted a mech attack with Leopard 1s backed up by these guys and these guys. I'll be honest, this map, which I selected, so no excuses, is not great for what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, we'll try and get this guy up to there. And yeah, we'll get some stingers, like literally 3 stingers, because he's gonna bring the pain train, and we'll struggle against it. And then we'll get the Leopard 1s, which don't have the max range guns, so that's gonna be pretty rough actually. And I would love to buy a CV thing, but it will just die to the AT plane. I need to kill all his AT planes first. Honestly, I know I have a lot of Dutch viewers, and I do have Dutch friends. I have several Dutch friends, but honestly, whoa, what a language. We hebben een serieus probleem. Oh, man. It's interesting that some of the things they say are in English, and some aren't. Could use a 120mm mortar. The range only being 5 kilometers is a bit weird. Is that normal? Whatever. I mean, we probably won't win simply because my opponent has more experience than me, not only in 1v1s, but also on these divs. And I'm on the bad side, and I'm streaming, which makes you play worse. So with all those copes out the way, we should be able to enjoy the rest of the game. And definitely not immediately begin complaining again. So this one's got an Ehrlichen, but this is exceptional optics, which is sort of what I wanted. I can't remember if he gets... The problem is, right, that these 50-point IFVs only have 2 armor, and like the Ehrlichen is really good. It's basically a Bushmaster stat clone. But they've not got an ATGM, which makes the push fairly weak. So I'm sort of forced to bring these. But what I really wanted to do was just spam these out, because this is a tank gun, right? And at these ranges, like if you're fighting in this little bit, the 1925 can work. It can work, so get 2 more of those. and we want some. We just want like the infantry is just there just to tank, right? It's not there to do anything else. What a beautiful language. I love all my Dutch audience, but honestly, like that sounded fine, but some of the things they say, well, it reminds me of Arabic actually. But Arabic is like it has a lot of consonants that are from the chest. I'm patting my chest here. I guess you can't see. It has a lot that are from the chest, whereas the Dutch all seems to be in the throat. That's what I've learned. I mean, I don't know if it's true. That's the way I see things. So.
Echo Juliet 1 and Romeo Delta. Ik luister.
But yeah, I guess if they're in NATO, they would have to say things in English, right? And when I went to the Netherlands, really nice place, by the way. So if you live in the UK, you get this kind of persistent feel. Like people think we're joking when we say this. There's just like this persistent feeling that everything's rubbish, and it never really goes away. It just gets worse as the country continues to slide into Argentina-style decline. Whereas I went to the Netherlands and it felt like, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt upbeat, as if oh yeah, this div doesn't get any helicopters, which is a pretty serious problem for it. It just felt more upbeat, like they were just happier. I don't know how to describe it. Like everything was clean, at least where we were, everything was clean. And like things were clean, and generally things seemed to work. And yeah, I just didn't get that in the UK. You just don't get that in the UK at all. So we could buy. We need some supply, really. We'll get the tracked one because it's armored. Doesn't really matter. So we'll get that, and I don't know. We could buy another one of these in case the first one gets shot down, right? And we could try and go really deep with it. Well, actually, here would be better, right? Because then you can see things. But if we can get him behind this house, he's got a Carl Gustav, right? We'll see if this works. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. Although you are going to have to put up with me complaining for the next amount of time. I could really use some Mobos over here. Like, so we don't have anybody over here. We'll put the Ehrlichen there because...
November 3, Oscar Mike.
Because we can, and we'll just put it like there. I don't know. We'll just put it like behind this house, I guess. Yeah, because then we can see people if they want to attack. But basically, this thing will kill me, right? So okay, so that maybe there's better. But then we wouldn't really see them until it's too late. Whatever. Who's left? The supply. Did we bring? We did bring the exceptional optics vehicle, but we could probably use another one. How many Leopard 1NLs have I got? Only 4. Whatever. Ready? Ah. Thanks for waiting. But yeah, you can't expect me to play all these divs perfectly. I know I get early access to them, but it's not that early. And I'd like to take the time to thank the generous channel joiners. They get all the Division previews as soon as the NDA drops. I won't violate the NDA, right? But they get them all as soon as the NDA drops. And, yeah, it's a great way to support the channel. You get your name on the screen. You get the videos early. You get members exclusive videos. What's not to like? What's not to like? You know, in that last game, if I'd actually capped that back pointer, because it was a +2, I might have won. Great. Well, there goes that entire strategy. Like I said, he's played my division. I haven't played his division. Well, no, I have played his division. Although I didn't play it like this. That's interesting. So he's just helo rushing me. I mean, okay.
Ze hebben ons gezien! Uitstijgen nu! Pas op, de goden zijn dichtbij.
Skiddo 22, gereed? Wij wachten op instructies.
We hebben ze te pakken.
We veranderen van richting.
That is really annoying. How did that survive that? How did that survive that? That is
Ja,
ridiculous.
kapitein.
I don't know.
Mayday, stijg maar in.
Very, very lucky man. Very lucky man. What can I say?
Over. We hebben
So,
munitie nodig.
oh mate,
Iedereen
what are you
eruit.
doing?
Oké, commandant.
Had iemand een taxi besteld?
Where's the flipping mortar? Right, there it is.
Laat de
Right, we're minimum ranged.
Ja, roger.
Pas op, de roden zijn dichtbij.
Where are you going? I told you to do that. Maybe I did.
Die kant op, bestuurder. Trek terug. Manu Joosten, zoek dekking.
Iedereen, controleer je munitie.
So I don't get any helicopters, so I really struggle to kill all this stuff, right?
Jachtbomwerper gereed. Uitstijgen, nu. Stapvoets achteruit.
Not sure what I'm supposed to do about it. Move this up.
In het veld schiet je eerst en dan stel je pas klaar.
Ja,
Right.
commandant.
How's he still shooting me from that range? Better than me.
Wij zijn goed te grazen genomen.
Winchester, Godver.
Well, at least we hit him that time, and we should get this with 3 stingers. There you go.
Kilo Lima 11, maak je klaar om aan te vallen.
But these don't have the range that we need. They don't have max range. And on this map, you need max range, really.
Joosten, zoek dekking.
We don't have it. So what do? I can't buy helicopters. I need to buy these very expensive ATGM carriers and very expensive TOW2s. He's also got somebody here.
Alles wat beweegt.
But yeah, I can't shoot him because he's just outranging me with the ATGMs. Yikes. So we got pushed out there. The Commandozi are obviously going to... Oh, actually, no, I mean, he does have AT. Yeah, he does have AT. We'll just kill
Is
this.
een achteruit, nu.
Yeah, we've lost all our stingers, and we can't fight him because he outranges me. So what am I supposed to do?
Ah, ze hebben mij te pakken.
I guess I should have opened Leopard 2s, but then the AT plane would just kill that. So I'm not sure. Like I said, you know, he's played the divs a lot more than me, so he's just outwitting me. He knows what to do, and I don't. I don't really know the matchup, right? Yeah, what could I say?
Huzaren gereed.
Really bamboozled me here.
Nog een doelwit.
Just look, I can't even fight him. Trying to get in range, but I can't fight him. Does he two-shot these? He does.
Charlie 22 tot Romeo leader.
And then yeah, you can just keep reversing.
En vernietigen.
Ivan, en dit 12 uur.
Ik hoor u luid en duidelijk.
Winchester, Godver.
I mean, I smoked, but there's a dive cluster, and all my stingers died. Yeah, I've lost. I mean, I've all my guys are dead. What do you want from me? What could I say?
Wat zijn uw bevelen,
What could I
commandant?
say? GG. I don't have any units. I suppose my opener was poor. I don't know, I brought the Stingers. The Stingers did alright, but he's just bought a bunch of planes. I mean, like I said, he's a much better player than me. 90% win rate. Plays a lot more 1v1. Not sure what I was supposed to do there. Because the problem is, if I open with the Leopard 2s, which are better than his little trash blob, then they just die to the AT planes, which I can't kill properly because I don't have long-range AA. So it was a pretty effective counter to what I was doing, and you see it worked pretty well. I didn't really kill anything apart from a couple of his planes, so yeah, GG. So yeah, after a beating that bad, it's always good to go watch the replay, swallow your pride a bit, and think about how could you have won. And I don't have a good answer to the question. This is actually the second time I've watched it. And the first time I wasn't recording it because I was like, I need to find something to say. The fact of the matter is, I don't get long-range AA, right? I get Gepards and I get Stingers. So on a map which is open, right, let's say I open Leopard 2s. The Leopard 2s will immediately die to his AA plane. I think the Leopard 2A4, the best one, the C or whatever, I think that has enough armor to survive one hit from his AA plane, which fires two 30-pen missiles. But the other Leopard 2s die in one hit. So I can't stop I can't open with the Leopard 2s because I can't defend them. They will immediately die to the AA planes. I might be able to avenge them, but I can't defend them. So I'm forced to open with the Leopard 1s. The Leopard 1s only have 1925 meters range. So what am I supposed to do? Like, because then he just opens cheap ATGM carriers, which have 2,600 meters range, and because my armor's so low, he just takes them out. In terms of his fighters are better than mine, because my fighters don't have long-range AA missiles either. So he opened the fighters, I can't kill him. The helicopters I dealt with, but by the time I'd got the helicopters, his guys were in position. And this has special forces on the vehicle, which means that it goes faster than regular guys. So this actually gets a lot further than it should. So I just can't. I'm not sure what to do. I feel like it's just an outmatch. The Dutch division and the Belgian division. I mean, I feel like they both suffer from the same problem. They don't have long range AA at all, and then. I mean, at least the Belgian division, there are no heavy tanks to buy, so you buy the light tanks anyway, and they've got decent range. And you do have a lot of cheap ATGM carriers as the Belgians. As these guys, you don't. Your only ATGM carriers are really expensive, like 75 point TOW 2s. Your only infantry ones, I believe, are TOW 2s. You don't even get TOW 1s. So I guess what I should have done is not gone for Echo at all, and just defended this hard, even though he would get there first because of his Special Forces vehicles. Airborne, well, recon forward deployed, but Special Forces vehicle. But that was really unlucky, that not killing that. Like, this is supposed to have 60% accuracy missiles, and yeah, it didn't get it. Yeah, I think it's just like a divisional outmatch. What I should have done is just defend Papa and Foxtrot, and then spent the rest of the game trying to kill his planes with stingers, trying to bait his planes into coming in so I could kill him with stingers. And then I'd be able to buy the Leopard 2s, and then late game I'd beat him with a Leopard 2 blob. I think that would have worked. Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't have worked, but I think that would have given me the best shot I had. Do you know what I mean? That would have been my best shot, but all this time he would have just kept buying Malyutkas the whole game. Malyutka, and that would outrange all my tanks. So how am I supposed to push into it? Like, I don't even get fantastic arty. To be honest, I do get the heavy arty, so I guess that's okay, but this is the plane I was on about. So this, I mean, the fact that missed both is actually quite interesting, but usually that would one-shot most of my Leopard 2s. I get one card of the ones that are too good to be one-shot, right? The F-16s, you know, they've got the 60% missiles with the 30% ECM, right? So that made a lot of sense there. But yeah, I can't fight him in the air because he's got longer range AA. Longer range planes, so if he's microing him, I can't fight him. And then I can't really fight him on the ground, particularly at the start. So it's a rough div. I mean, I guess if your enemy doesn't open aggressively, as the Dutch, you can sort of punish that. I thought the early game mech rush would work, but I just couldn't deal with the ATGMs. If it was a smaller map, like maybe Death Row or something, it probably would have a better chance of working, because the difference in like the tank gun range. I mean, it's literally like 700 meters. He'd struggled to use these Malyutkas basically. But on a wide open map like Airport, I actually don't think I have a chance there. So like, this game is over, right? So do let me know what you think. I mean, obviously, you may or may not have played the div yet. So but yeah, that was an interesting education. I'll see you in the next one. GG.